I'm in a low, loud, bouncy, wild-looking car. I feel as though I'm about to take part in something very illegal. I'm actually heading to a New Zealand Honda Club meet with Brent, a long-time NZ Honda's member who is passionate about his car, racing and keeping things legal. Brent's car is one of the more popular choices for Honda enthusiasts.
I've got a track spec, a Type R Integra race car Honda. It goes pretty well, eh? Well, I used to have a DC2 before this, and it wasn't a Type R, and I always spent lots of money on it, pretending to be a Type R. And then I thought one day, why not just get the real thing and start from there? It's always a better base to go from the real thing. And yeah, so it's been good ever since, and as I get money, I've been slowly modifying it, etc. They just handle well. They don't need as much power to give everything else a good run for their money. They're reliable. They're just good, with a good all-round package for the value.
Tim Blackwell-Chin is one of the more senior club members, has a purpose-built race car and is a strong supporter of the club.
The Honda Club, the New Zealand Honda Club, is NZ Hondas. Little but known fact is that they are in fact the largest car club in New Zealand. They have in excess of, I think, 6,000 members or something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers. Obviously, they're all about Hondas. They do have a bunch of people in there who have had Hondas and then have other makes and things like that, but still remain members. So you can't really say that every single member's got a Honda. There are elements of the Honda Club that are more competition or race driving based, and then you've got show cars and people who like sounds inside their cars, and in-car entertainment, stereos and subwoofers and all that kind of thing. People like this wheel, that wheel, these parts, those parts. So there's a good mix of people inside the club. Of course, there's people that you like, don't like, blah 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 blah. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you're all at a meet, everybody gets on pretty happily and with the same goal of promoting the brand and being responsible enthusiasts and not being out on the road to be idiots.
Jason Rowe is one of the club leaders and is actively involved in running meets.
The makeup of the club is, well, I'm almost 25. I'm still well into the club. There's some of the guys here tonight were in their 30s, 40s. Some of the younger guys just out, or even still in school. University students, lawyers, Navy. We even have some police officers in the club. All kinds of people, all different walks of life, all different races.
Well, the one of the members of the committee has just started working with the New Zealand Police in promoting our meets. The last meet, which was earlier in October, about the 14th or 15th from memory, he actually invited the Operation Sniper Boy Racer task force along, and they took a look at the cars and talked to the owners about what was legal, what wasn't, and how they should work towards having a legitimately recognised kind of club, rather than just a bunch of idiots and super low cars with cut springs and ball tyres and big fart cannon exhaust kind of thing. So there's a great desire actually in the club to get away from that kind of scene. There's undesirable elements in any club, but I think the Honda Club is quite lucky in that undesirable elements are quickly and smartly removed from the forum and from the membership. So I suppose you could say that they are quite proactive in promoting our club as a responsible sort of place to go when you're a Honda enthusiast, rather than illegal street racing or things like that.
Basically, we've been having the public call the police on our mates in the past, and basically the cops turn up and they get the call saying there's a bunch of boy racers here, and the public make it sound a lot worse than what it is, and the police turn up thinking the worst because of what the person's told them on the phone. I arranged a meeting with the boy racers squad of Auckland, and I went and had a sit down with Mark Fleming and just had a chat with him about our position and what we can do to help help out our mates and all that sort of stuff. And he basically said him and some of his colleagues were able to come down and just have a chat with the club members, so that they had a chance to ask questions about modifications and that side of the thing without fear of being targeted by the police, kind of thing. So they come down and people were able to ask questions about their car, show them what's been done to their car, and ask questions that they normally wouldn't have been able to get an easy answer for.
I think the main thing was exhaust. The police were really adamant about there being any exhaust that was louder than stock was technically illegal without an exhaust cert, and because almost everyone in the club has a modified exhaust, pretty much every car, he said, was illegal in terms of exhaust. But overall, the cars of the Hondas were a relatively good standard.
It soon became apparent that there was a strong difference between boy racers and car enthusiasts.
Well, boy racer is one of those people that goes to the Friday night and drags and often have things like top springs and illegal type cars and don't really give a shit about the law or anybody like that, and they don't really care about what anyone else thinks. They just do what they want with their cars, and whether it's legal or not. But no, as opposed to a car enthusiast who actually spends money on good parts and keeping it all legal and attending legal days like track days and things like Night Speed Drag Wars at Mary Mary, and doing things the proper way and actually have respect for things like people like the cops and the community and everything. Yeah, that's just the main difference, I'd say.
One person might say I'm a boy racer and another might say I'm an enthusiast. I would say that boy racers really have no consideration for anybody and not necessarily are into illegal racing or anything like that, but just don't have any consideration. They don't really care about the consequences. They'd just be out there to just have a good time and smoke up their wheels, and regardless of car's not really important. Anybody can kind of be a boy racer. Even a 50-year-old fella in his V8 Commodore can be caught or seen doing silly things. So I think the term boy racer is kind of a misnomer in that it describes an age bracket. Admittedly, yes, the majority are probably fall within that kind of age bracket, sort of 17 to 25 or even 30. But everywhere you'll find people who just, let the testosterone or whatever go to their head and rush the blood to the head and foot to the floor and, let's have a good time without thinking of the consequences or considering anybody else.
I think they're on the right track at the moment, doing things like tougher penalties for people who repeat offenders, such as the car crushing. I think that's a really good idea because it means that people who keep doing it, they're likely to actually start learning things rather than just racking up thousands and thousands of fines of never ever being able to pay it back. But yeah, just tougher penalties and maybe organising more things for people to do. But the main thing being tougher penalties is definitely for sure. Yeah.
It appeared that the main drawcard of Honda was the all-round package and something completely unique to Honda called VTEC.
I just like the way Hondas go. I mean, nothing beats the sound of VTECs.
Jesus!
It stands for variable valve timing with electronic lift control.
And what happens is there's an extra cam lobe on the intake and exhaust cams of the motor, and once you reach a certain revs and the oil pressure's right and the temperature and everything's right, it will actually switch onto that high cam and become like a totally different motor. It's not where you take Grandma's Honda Civic down the road and you just putt. No, it's designed to work from between 5,500 to 6,000 all the way up to around 9,000 RPM. Something that Grandma wouldn't even know what it is, I would imagine. It's a very, very distinctive sound when it switches over onto the high cam. Although with the ITBs, the sound is a lot more pronounced in my car than a lot of others. It's all the noise comes from the intake, where some people get into trouble. People think they've got noisy exhaust, but actually they don't. It's all the sound coming from the intake when the high cam's open. The valves are open with the exhaust almost simultaneously, so you get the noise coming from the combustion chamber straight back out of the ITB intake runner, which is maybe, I don't know, about 8 inches long, as opposed to stock, which is, you know, all 4 runners go into the same one through a throttle body and then down through a pipe into the filter. These are sort of 8 inches long and just go straight up to atmosphere, so you get a lot more noise out of these. Yeah, this is lightweight bonnet, bonnet pins to hold the bonnet down. We'll just crack that open and lift that up. Yeah, there's the motor. Red Top B16B VTEC, individual throttle bodies, custom made, of course. They don't come like that from factory. Buddy Club grounding kit, aftermarket breather system, aftermarket radiator, alloy triple core. Keep things nice and cool during racing. Nice shiny 4 to 2 to 1 high-tech headers. Spoon socks to keep the fluids nice and clean. And of course on the suspension towers where the suspension pickups are, the roll cage coming through from the inside of the car onto there to keep things nice and rigid. Just shut this, hold on.
Tim invited me to sit in his race car. It looked impossible to climb over the bars into such a tight space.
Well, first you have to undo the steering wheel. Hold on just 1 second, otherwise you won't clear it. Right, there's the steering wheel out and on the roof. Now you put your left leg in there, and then you slowly squeeze yourself in. Watch your head on the Then lift your other leg over, and there you are. Now you take the harness from over your shoulder. There's 1, there's 2. Then you lift this, that's the buckle there. And you buckle it in the middle. Just like that. Grab the other 2, yep, that's right. Yep, and then you just pull those tabs to tighten the harness a bit. Yep, that's good. And I give you the steering wheel back. And you just click it like... And there you are. Well, imagine yourself standing in the middle of a jungle gym with all the bars up over your head, and I suppose that's what it would seem like when you're in a race car, to have all the bars. You know, you drop a 10-ton weight on top of a jungle gym, and the bars will more than likely save your life, which is what they're designed to do. It's designed to save your life in a serious accident.
I was offered some final advice on getting started and competing in organised events.
I think the best thing you can do is join a club like NZ Hondas, and also a proper Motorsport New Zealand club like Pukekohe Car Club. They hold regular events and it can answer any of your questions that you have, and it's just the main thing is talking to people and ringing up people who actually know things and have experienced it before, and just doing things like that.
Well, regardless of make, there's always going to be a club of some sort. Local motorsport car clubs, Auckland Car Club, Pukekohe Car Club, Northern Car Club, Wellington Car Club. All these clubs have experienced racing drivers, mechanics, tyre people, welders, fabricators, roll cage builders. All these people in and around these kind of car clubs. It's not expensive to join. It's about $60 a year. But you can go along to the meetings and say you want to build a car. What should I be doing? And the members are usually more than happy to offer their advice, their experience, and their skills to people starting out. Let's face it, the future of motorsport is in the people that are coming along. As all us experienced people start to get older and not as young as we used to be, and your local car club would be the place to start. Even if you're not a member, get along there, talk to people, and I mean you won't regret it. If you are looking at racing a car or having a fast car, that anyone who might be listening just uses it in a responsible and safe manner, and tries and keeps it off the street and legal.